So I guess the first thing that I'm going to talk about is willingness. You know, when you're reading how it works in the big book, it tells you in the first paragraph, it has the word honesty written 3 times. Um, Now I've noticed that when Bill is writing stuff, I mean, they were all literary geniuses. The but to have honesty 3 times in the first paragraph kind of lets me know that that's kind of important. You know, I would imagine though that instead of saying how it works, honesty, open-minded, willingness, it's the other way around. Am I willing to be honest? Am I willing to be open-minded? You know, but nobody says "whoa." You know, so when it comes down to it, I got to be willing to do this stuff. Now, willingness to me, you know, I was willing to do a lot of stuff when I was drinking and drugging. You know, my second marriage, I was willing to stay drunk for 10 straight years up until my wife said, "I'm sick of your drinking. I want a divorce." And some people say that, readiness is more important, but you can't have willingness without readiness. I'm sorry, other way around. You can't have readiness without willingness. Was I ready to do that to her? No. I mean, I held her hand, looked her dead in the eye, and in front of a preacher, my family, her family, you know, I said, "Look, I'm going to be honest with you," which I wasn't, because I hid no bottle. I said, "I'm going to protect you." I didn't. I was drunk all the time. You know, I said that I would do the best that I could, and I didn't. You know, I wanted it. I wanted to be able to do that. Maybe I wasn't ready. You know, it cost me dearly. She got a divorce, which was the best thing that she could have done for me. And I thank her to this day because it changed my life and got me to work an honest program in recovery. You know, yeah, I think she's forgiven me, even though we don't talk anymore. Um, you know, because I hurt her, and I don't blame her. You know, all I can do is just try to be a better man today. If one day she and I sit down and have a cup of coffee together, I'll be blessed, 100%. But until then, I just got to keep doing the next right thing. A lot of people talking about being ready to get into the program and ready to get sober. Man, no. Nobody's ready for this shit. I mean, as a newcomer, you walk in the door and you're reading up on the wall where, it has the 12 steps, and we're talking about how the 12 steps saved our lives, and we're looking at it and we're going, Jesus Christ, I've only quit drinking for one day. Now I got to come up with a concept of God with this Swiss cheese shit up in my head. I can barely stop shaking and sweating. You know, then I got to go and write a fearless, searching moral inventory of myself. I don't even know what that is, but it doesn't sound good. And then even worse, this is crazy. I got to tell somebody my dirtbag shit. You know, man, I ain't ready for that. And then when I get into 8 and 9, I got to go make amends to people that I hurt. It's an extensive list. I'm not ready for this. Maybe I can't do it. Maybe I shouldn't even try. The only reason why I say that is because that's what I said. I bounced in and out of the AA meeting rooms. My first meeting was at the original Bel Air Club in Houston, Texas, in December of 1994. Here it is in May of 2023. I don't have 29 years sobriety. I wasn't willing to do anything. I was ready for the consequences to go away. I was ready to to have God relieve me of my drinking problem. But I wasn't willing to do it. And a lot of things happened during that time that there were things that I missed out on, life in general. And there was people that I hurt, people that I cared about. And I made a reference the other day in a meeting where, I went out and bought me an electric guitar and an amp because I'm ready to play like Hendrix. But was I willing to do the work to learn how to do that? No. But I'm ready. I got an amp and I got a guitar, but I wasn't willing. For years I was willing to do some horrible things to people. And a lot of them weren't strangers. There were strangers, of course. But the people that I hurt the most were people that were closest to me. Was I ready to hurt them? Absolutely not. But apparently I was willing to do it because I did. And they wound up being on my fourth and fifth step. They were also part of the amends process that I made. Some of them I haven't spoken to them. And like my first wife, my first daughter, I haven't had the opportunity to, but I'm willing to. So at the moment, all I can do is just be the best man that I can. I have to maintain a willingness to want to work the program. And if you look at the steps, and how it works, honesty is 3 times in the first paragraph. The first sentence of the second paragraph is about open-mindedness. The third sentence is about willingness. Which also kind of falls in line with the principles of the first 3 steps. I've got to maintain the willingness. And if I say, I'm ready to do all this stuff, I'm ready to get sober in a week, and never drink again, man, I'm just fooling myself. But if I look at it, am I willing to admit that I'm powerless over alcohol and that my life is unmanageable? Yeah, that I am. Okay, then I'm ready. Am I willing to come to believe in a power greater than myself that can restore me to sanity? Yeah, I'm ready to do that. Because I'm willing. Am I willing to turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understand Him? It's a big task. But yeah, I'm ready. And I find that if I'm ready to go to any lengths, let me rephrase that. I made a mistake. If I'm willing to go to any lengths, then I'm ready to take certain steps. Now, along the journey here, if I look and I say, man, that step forward, that's going to be a hard one. I don't know if I'm ready for it. Are you willing to do that? That searching and fearless moral inventory? At the moment, I'm not willing to do that. That's okay. You're not ready. Don't worry about it. Go back and hang out in step 3 for a little bit. Principle behind step 3 is faith. That I have faith that God will get me through that 4th step and the 5th step. And, that works on any of the steps. If you're not willing to do something, you ain't ready, and that's okay. Cut yourself some slack and focus on what you can do. What are you willing to do? Just don't go to step 0. That's where you're back in a bottle. And, you should be all right.